And then when the guy supposedly does something to fuck up, like, he didn't take the trash out at a certain time or whatever. I don't know, some dumb shit like that. Then the woman wants to get an attitude, talk about, well, he's not getting any sex, he's not getting any of this. And then you get upset when he goes out and gets it from somewhere else.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. Like,
Right.
I don't understand. I've never
Exactly.
understood that with women. It's like,
It's not just...
but no, this is on lock. He's not getting any of this. I'm like, okay,
is
well,
not
what you
just...
won't do, another bitch will.
It is not just
So
women. It's not just women. There's men like that. I've dated men like that before. So, no.
Really?
Oh, yes, I have.
I've never dated a man who did that.
Oh, I have, and yes. People use sex as currency in every relationship, whether it's gay men, gay or lesbians, or heterosexual relationships. And so it's no different. It's just that it depends on the personality of the person and person's attitude. But yeah,
And then, exactly. And then when they find out their husband's been cheating, they want to give us this, vulnerable white woman distraught tease.
That's why.
Like,
yeah,
I'm like,
that's why I don't judge people who cheat, and I don't judge people who get cheated on, because you never know what's going on in that relationship. And one person may be frigid, the other person may be sexual, and one person may have an open relationship, they may have an agreement, or they may not. And if they don't, if one of them won't let the other person have sex, then they're going to have sex with someone else. So, I mean, it's just natural to understand that. But people have these puritanical views about everything, and we've got to be monogamous, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, it's got to be this way. And so when you don't play the game by holding back sex, you expect your partner not to go out and get it somewhere else. That's obviously stupid.
This is actually funny. I remember years ago, I was attempting to talk to a guy, and he said he didn't like to have sex.
Yeah. At all?
At all.
He's
thought
asexual.
It was messy.
Yeah, I've dated an asexual before. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it at first, though.
that ended immediately.
Yeah, so mine ended very quickly after I found
He was like, I don't like doing it. I was like, well, okay, well, it's nice knowing you.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to me. Asexuals are strange to me, but that's because I'm not asexual, so whatever floats their boat. Anywho, so let's talk about Tamar Braxton and being fired from The Real.
Bitch, you got fired, bitch. You got fired. See, this is what happens. Hold on, let me just say this. See, this is what happens when you treat people a certain way and you want to be nasty and evil to other people, whether it's celebrities or your fans or whoever. Like my mother has always said, you may pay for it in the front end, you may pay for it on the back end, but you will pay. Go ahead with the story. That's all I have to say behind that.
Well, we don't technically know what the situation was, but the little pieces of nuggets of information that have been given or kind of leaked through to the surface. So on Saturday, I'll start by saying this. I was watching an interview with her because she's now starting to get back on the media route, and she's working on a new album, and so she's been a little bit more social because she went through the whole health scare last year. Blah, 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 blah.
Wait, she's working on a new album? The last one didn't even do that well.
Sit down. Can I tell a story?
Okay, go ahead. But I have an issue with Tamar, but I'll wait for you.
We know she blocked you online, girl. We know. So last week she was doing an interview on AOL or something like that, and was saying, yeah, we got picked up for 2 more seasons on The Real. We're super excited. Seemed like she had no idea all this was about to go down. Saturday, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and it pops up on B. Scott that there are rumors that she's been fired because she's been too difficult to work with in production. And at first I was like, I don't know. Like, I've heard this song before. Like, we'll just kind of see how it plays out. But she had posted on Instagram 2 hours before that saying that she's been stabbed in the back. Not everyone who looks in her face and smiles at you is really rooting for you. Some people will try to dim your shine, blah, 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 blah. Then unfollowed Lonnie Love, Jeannie Mai, and Adrienne Bailon, which you already know is a snake in the grass. I already told you. And so essentially didn't say who she was referring to, but that y'all are smart enough to figure it out. So then a couple hours later, The Real finally released a statement saying that Tamar and The Real couldn't come to agreement for the next season, that they wish her the best, and she's going to focus on her solo career, blah, 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 blah. Well, Tamar's people never released an official statement, and none of the girls, none of the cast members had really said anything until today. Lonnie Love recorded a video and posted it online, essentially saying that she had no idea this was going to happen. she doesn't know what happened when that they had already done all the promotional photo shoots and commercials for the next season, that Tamar was there. So
I don't know if I believe that though.
Well, she said that she would that Tamar had a group message all the girls on Saturday and was like, I heard I'm getting fired. Does anyone know what's going on? ? And nobody responded. Lonnie said she was taking a nap. That's why she didn't respond, but tried to call her about an hour and a half, 2 hours later. And she's been trying to call her ever since, and she won't pick up the phone. So clearly some shit is going down over there. I was looking at the comments on just like Facebook and Twitter as the story has kind of been developing, and it doesn't seem like the fans are too pleased about it. But again, if it's kind of like whoever's getting the first say right now, if Tamar's, playing the victim card saying she was stabbed in the back, blah, 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 obviously everyone's going to take her side. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of how the cards fold. I don't really necessarily know how well the show will do without her, just because she was kind of that super strong presence of the show that was always in headlines and tabloids, and I was like, oh god, what did she say today? Kind of like the Raven Simone of the show, but not so ignorant. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out over the next few days. What do you guys think?
I have no interest in the story whatsoever. So you guys can talk about it.
But no, I think all of them are fake anyway.
Here's my personal opinion on it, of what I think happened. Because I was reading reports and they said that she was having issues with with the women behind the scenes, and then I read that she was trying to ask for more money and it got rejected. Then I heard that
I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if what happened is that because she's been very vocal that she's working on a new album and wants to tour since she didn't get to tour last year. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll do half the shows and then the other half will be doing the music. But we're still going to get paid more. And I wouldn't be surprised if production was like, no, ma'am. And if, God forbid that had trickled down to the other co-host, hearing about that, I would be pissed if I was a co-host. You're going to work part-time and get paid more money or the same amount of money? You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But it's one of those things to where, here's my thing. Oh, and here's another thing I wanted to know. There's a rumor going around that supposedly Lonnie Love is like really good friends with B. Scott the blogger, and they're the ones. Yeah, they're the ones that. And she did. Okay, I haven't seen today's episode.
She said she said that she's never met B. Scott. She doesn't know B. Scott. She knows of B. Scott, but is not friends. They've never met. There's no pictures of them. So. Yeah, she nipped that.
I don't know, but I feel like, and then the whole thing saying about, they claim they didn't know. I don't know if I believe that story. I don't know. There's no way you can text 3 people in a group text and no one responds for hours. Like, I find that really hard to believe. And I don't know. I believe it now. Do I believe that she was difficult to get with behind the scenes? Yes, because I've seen her on Braxton Family Values and Tamar and Vince. And she's difficult with her husband, so I can only imagine what she is like to deal with executives and co-hosts and that type of thing. I don't know. It just seems like, but you know what? This is what happens when you play dirty. I mean, you have these type of things going on. I understand you're trying to build your brand and that type of thing. I get it, but like the issue with K. Michelle. Her and K. Michelle, for those who don't know, her and K. Michelle were going back and forth for a while. Tamar actually made fun of the fact that K. Michelle was physically abused by her ex-boyfriend at the time. I mean, she made fun about it and memes and talks and all that type of stuff.
And it was mutual. They were both really disgusting.
Well, no, they were going back and forth. Though. But I feel like when K. Michelle was making fun of the way Tamar looked most of the time. But for you, I feel like if you go a step further and start talking about how, I'm paraphrasing here, but how you're, thrilled or, you should have got your ass beat by your boyfriend at the time or something like that. To me, that's a really low blow. Okay. So, but this is what happens when you go around and you be nasty and evil and, to people. I mean, it's going to eventually bite you in the ass one day.
What you put out there comes back to you. Absolutely.
Exactly. And I feel like I feel like that she did have issues with these girls behind the scenes. This is my personal opinion, and I feel like she might have ruffled a few feathers. And I feel like one, if not all of them, went to the executives and be like, "This bitch has got to go." Because if you watch some of the episodes, there's a few episodes where like when Jeannie, well, what's the Asian chick's name? I don't watch the show.
Jeannie, yeah, her and Jeannie used to go at it. I would not be surprised because
Yeah,
you know they're
exactly.
all right. They all have producer credits on the show. So while one may individually not be able to get somebody fired, if all of them say she's too difficult,
Right.
and advertisers also are saying she's too difficult and she's not a good look for the brand.
But there was also a few episodes where her and Tamar and Jeannie would go back and forth, and Tamar would get pretty, like I would say that Tamar would get pretty nasty with her at times. So it's like, and then you trying to blast me on national television and trying to if I was Jeannie, I probably would have done the same thing. I'm like, you're not gonna make me look like a damn fool on TV. Like, I understand this is a show, we have all of our own opinions, but for you to try to come for me and throw all this, unnecessary shade that ain't even got shit to do with what we're talking about, like, if I was Jeannie, I would have done the same thing if that's what happened. So, which I do think what happened. I think they went to executives and was like, something needs to happen.
So, what do you think's next for Tamar Braxton?
Album.
I think she needs to focus on her music. That's her true talent. She has a lot of fans that really love her and for her talent and her music, for her vocal ability, because like her or not, that bitch can sing.
Yeah.
And I think she needs to focus on that because I do feel like she has the talent and the voice to be a relevant contemporary R&B singer. So
Sure.
I think if you just pick one thing, not 5 different reality shows, Dancing with the Stars, talk shows, this, that, and the third, clothing lines, alcohol, makeup, lipstick, pick one thing and really be persistent and consistent with that.
She's trying to she's trying to do everything and find something that sticks. That seems like what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Right. She's just
reaching out
trying to
there,
get her feet wet in whatever she can, and then she's trying to find some shit that sticks so she can go along with it.
Exactly.
But that's one of them things. And then I know her a lot of her Tamarshes are like 15-year-old boys. So it's like
what are they called? The Tamarshas. What?
They call them Tamarshans.
Tamarshans.
And I'm sure and I'm pretty sure they're all 15-year-old boys and girls. But it's like, and I know they're all upset about the fact that she's not there anymore, but it's like, girl, like, stop. Like, I had enough of you a while back. I don't even know why you make another album personally, because according to what the streets are talking and the internet's talking, and according to what I read, the shit your last album really didn't even sell. So I don't know why you're trying to make another album. I mean, unless you got just some bomb ass producer working on your next album.
Don't you think though it's important? I mean, maybe she's kind of marred her public persona too much, that people just don't like her. A lot of people just don't like her. Maybe that's part of the problem. People just don't like her.
My thing is that I don't like her because I don't personally care.
I know why you don't like her, but
well, because she's one of those people that she can dish it but can't take it.
Yes.
And then also she's also one of those individuals, like I said, she's one of the individuals that can dish it but can't take it. But then she's also one of those individuals that it's like she goes overboard with her gay lingo. And that's something, and for some reason that bothers me. Like, I understand, if you're like, yes, honey, yes, but she is like, yes, honey, times like 3,000 when she's on that show. She's like, yes, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm like, girl, stop.
She tries too hard.
Stop. You are doing too much for me.
I've grown bored with this topic. Let's move on, please. Let's talk about the fact, you want to say something about George Zimmerman, Jason?
Yes. So this is something I wanted to address because it just shows you that we have some fucked up people in this world. So, for those of you who don't know, George Zimmerman was acquitted for the murder of Trayvon Martin, which created the whole, Black Lives Matter movement, that type of thing. So fast forward to last week, George Zimmerman decided to auction off the gun that he used to kill Trayvon Martin. Now, as soon as I saw this, social media blew up. I feel like he's trying to still gain some type of fame to this whole thing, there's nothing famous about killing a teenager. First of all, nothing famous.
Well,
about
he is
killing
famous for